right, so with that, Shalom, Shalom. We're the Hebrew Israelites here to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom, to speak about the upliftment of God's chosen people, which are you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and the other Israelites that are scattered amongst the speckled birds that may look like the other nations. All right? So first and foremost, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Salutation and much love and respect to you out there pushing this word out with truth and sincerity. All right? And we're out here every week to preach the same message. Okay? The message has not changed. The same thing the Lord did when he was on the scene. He was preaching the same message over and over, man. Okay? The kingdom of heaven is at hand, but the downfall of the enemies of the nation of Israel is at hand. That goes hand in hand. You see? And we see what's happening with the enemies doing a lot of psyops and wicked devices that he's pushing out there. And we have to report that to the people so that we can be vigilant. Okay? Okay? Because it doesn't matter how small, it might seem small to them, but it's not small. Okay? Because Esau, he works subtly. Alright? You know what I'm saying? Brothers can get me there. He was more subtle than any east of the field, get me all that. Alright? You know, because everything that you see that Esau's pushing out right now, this is all for his purpose of the NWO. Alright? The new world order as it may.
This is the book of Sirach, Ecclesiastes Chapter 5 and 15. Be not ignorant of anything in a great or small.
Right, and these things that we push up. You didn't read it right? Go ahead.
Be not ignorant of anything in a great matter or a small.
That's right. All right. Any matter, whether it be great or small, right? You're not supposed to be ignorant of it. You're supposed to keep your eyes open. All right. You're supposed to be vigilant. As the scriptures say, watch as well as pray. You know, and most of these people are not watching. Even these Christians, they're not watching what's going on. They don't see what's getting ready to happen. Most of them. All right. There's something happening, and it's the wicked doing it. All right, and he's putting on these different devices to trap up the mind of the people. We're not ignorant to simple devices. Get that? And you have that I asked for? Go ahead.
It's the book of Genesis chapter 3 and verse 1. Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
So who's the serpent? Which nation is the serpent? Because it was a man. It wasn't an actual snake. It was a man. That's what these people don't understand when they read the book. All right. There's similitudes. There's allegories, parables. There's things that are not just straight up like that. All right. And that's how we talk as a people. As a matter of fact, when Jake speaks about money, he say, "I got the bread." Is he talking about actual palm bread? No, he's not talking about palm bread. He's talking about money. But that's how the Bible's written. It's written in basically the language of our people, because that's our book. All right. Read that again.
Now the serpent was more subtle than any beast of the field.
The Edomite, in other words, Cain, which he was reincarnated to the Edomites, was more subtle. All right. When I say Cain, I'm speaking about the spirit of Cain, the spirit of Esau, not necessarily Esau himself, but his spirit was more subtle. Now look up this word subtle. Find the word subtle definition. Go ahead, read it.
Was more subtle than any beast of the field,
right? Which
the Lord power had made.
Right. So Esau, he's on a different level of cunningness and serpent-like behavior. Go ahead.
Matthew 13 and 13. Therefore speak I to them in parables, because they seeing see not, and hearing hear not, neither do they understand.
But this is the word subtle from the blue letter, and it reads subtle, shrewd, crafty, sly.
All right. So Esau is very crafty, even down to the small details. All right. You might name this like the thing something, right? Because we have to change the words because they're censoring everything. Now you can't even speak straightforward on these platforms, right? They might say a word, but when you rearrange the word, it means something, and that's what they really mean. That's what they really mean to say. You know? Get me. Go ahead, keep going.
It says sensible, crafty, shrewd, sensible, prudent.
Prudent, and they're prudent. It says that they commit a diligent search. Get Isaiah, Psalm 64. Keep going at it.
Amos 5 and 10, they hate him that rebuketh in the gate, and they abhor him that speaketh uprightly.
Right, which is us. All right, we're speaking uprightly. Go ahead.
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 1, it's like chapter 2 and 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices.
Right, we can't be ignorant of his devices, man. All right, and he has a lot of devices, especially in these times, because what? It's the wicked pushing forth his agenda. All right, get Revelation 12 and 12. Go ahead,
Psalm 58 and 3. The wicked are estranged from the womb.
Yep.
They go astray as soon as they're born, speaking lies.
Speaking lies. So these Edomites, all they know how to do is to speak lies. All right. When they're a child, they learn to stay. They're already accustomed to speaking lies. That's why now they're not. Now they run the world. So what do you think is pushing? What's the consensus? The whole world is based upon lies. The history is based upon lies. The news is based upon lies and deception. All right, because you have the wicked in rulership, the deceiver in rulership. Right? So real quick. Go read from your position.
Ephesians 6 and 11, put on the whole armor of the Most High, that you may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil.
That's it, and that's what we're doing. We're putting on the whole armor of the Heavenly Father. Okay? It speaks about it speaks about what? The breastplate, the different read what it speaks about. It's all spiritual.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world.
That's right.
And against spiritual
hold on, brother. There's a lot of wickedness, a lot of evil, spiritual evil that's out here today, man. It's a very dark energy if you're spiritual. Okay? Even when I was coming up, even in high school, I already knew it was dark because I was looking up the different things that was going on in the earth, and I could see, these different symbols and things that they put out there that's all tied back to these ancient gods. And they're backed by what? They're backed by different demons. And these people don't know. They don't know any better. Okay? They think, oh, it's just the sun. It's just the Sadducees. It's just first of all, they don't know what the Sadducees is. Okay? But they see these symbols and they think nothing of it. When those symbols are enchantments that they're pushing out on you, right? That's the part of that darkness in high places. And it's not by accident. They ain't putting it out, oh, I just like the way it looks. No. They're doing it purposefully to put these enchantments on the people. Go ahead.
For we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against the rulers of darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. Wherefore take unto you the whole armor of the Most High, that ye may be able to withstand in the evil day, and having done all to stand. Stand therefore, having your loins girded about with truth, and having on the breastplate of righteousness.
And this is what we're supposed to have on, these things spiritually. Okay, we're supposed to be in the truth. He's in lies, we're supposed to be in the truth. All right? He's dealing with wickedness, we're supposed to be dealing with righteousness. Go ahead.
Your feet should with the preparation of the gospel of peace.
The gospel of peace. He has the gospel of death. All right? When he's pushing forth his death, he's pulling it forth as good news. Oh, well, the metaverse. Oh, the metaverse is great. No, that's hell, man. All right? They gonna put you in that metaverse, and that's where you're gonna stay. You're not even gonna be able to. You're not even gonna feel right outside of the metaverse. This is what they're pushing. Okay? When you have that movie, I'm gonna get your precept in a second. I just hold up. When you get that, when you see that movie, Ready Player One, that's what they want. That's the mindset they want. You see how he didn't know who his best friends were, and they had a commercial recently about the metaverse, and that's what happened. He didn't know who the next one. He didn't know he was playing against his next door neighbor. The whole time he hates his next door neighbor, but he's the one that he's his best friend on the metaverse. You see? So this is what the world that they want to create because they want to disconnect the people. That's all part of their subversion. Go ahead, keep going.
Above all, taking the shield of faith, wherewith ye shall be able to quench all the fiery darts of the wicked.
Right.
And take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High.
Right, so we're supposed to have this word within us. We're supposed to have this word within us. We're supposed to meditate upon the word. Okay, so we can remain in what? In the Spirit. That's what we're supposed to be doing videos so that you can what? Remain in. If you feed the Spirit's going to build. If you don't feed the Spirit's going to die. It's that simple. Go ahead. There's the last verse.
Praying always without prayer and supplication in the Spirit, and watching thereunto with all perseverance and supplication for all saints.
And we're supposed to be watching. Okay, watching. When you watch it, you're supposed to say something. You're supposed to make a video on it if it's pertinent to prophecy, man. Okay? It says that to be occupied in prophecy. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs 4:25. Let thine eyes look right on, and let thine eyelids look straight before thee. Ponder the path of thy feet, and let all thy ways be established.
Right, you have to ponder the path of your feet. You have to look at where you're going. You know, look at these different things that Esau's putting out and what you to do. This is not the time. I mean, like, this is not the time to call in talking about, oh, I feel sick. This ain't really the time to no. Okay, you gotta be subtle, man. Because now you do that now. Now what are they gonna probably hit you with? Oh, you go take this, go do that. You know? Yeah, man. You gotta use wisdom in these times. It's not the time for that, man. Go ahead.
It says, turn not to the right hand, nor to the left. Remove thy foot from evil.
Right. Scriptures also say offend less. So if you know you're going off, as we all go off, right? Time to time, obviously. But it says to offend less. So you're supposed to examine yourself, and then you're supposed to come back better. Not examine yourself, and as the scriptures say, you look into the mirror and you forget what manner of person you were. Okay? It's called being a hypocrite. That's what most of.
This is Sirach 10 and 2. As the judge of the people is himself, so are his officers. For what manner of men, the ruler of the people, the ruler of the city, such are all they that dwell therein.
Someone else got something? That's something.
D'être stable.
2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Examine
And
yourselves.
look at the time we're living in. We're living in a very wicked, evil time. Things are happening, prophecies happening, and what are they doing? Singing. Huh? Give me that Ecclesiastes. Get that Ecclesiastes where it says there's a time for everything under the season, under the sun. There's different times for different things. It's not the time to be singing and clapping, man. It's a very dark time, man. And there's a lot that's getting ready to happen. Salaki, go ahead. All right, read that.
2 Corinthians 13 and 5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith.
Right.
Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves? How that Yahushua HaMashiach is in you, except ye be reprobates?
That's it. Keep going.
But I trust that ye shall know that ye are not reprobates.
Yeah, you're not reprobates, and there's a little bit more I think.
Now I pray that the Most High, now I pray to the Most High that ye do no evil. Not that we should appear approved, but ye should do that which is honest, though we be as reprobates.
You have to do that which is honest, and you got to be honest with yourself, man. All right? And eschew evil, because we're coming into a time now that those that are on the left side, they're about to be had in great derision. All right? And those that are on the right side, we're going to see the benefits of serving Yahweh Shem. Okay? Go ahead.
For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth.
That's right. And neither can they. No one can do anything. Vocab can't do anything against the truth. There's nothing that he can do. All right? He can make videos, but then people are going to look into it more, and then a lot of people are going to be what? Converted. You know? They're going to come over to the light.
This is Ecclesiastes 3:1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill and a time to heal. A time to break down and a time to build
Jeremiah
up.
30 and 7.
It says a time to weep and a time to laugh, a time to mourn, and a time
Jeremiah
to
37.
dance.
That's a lot. Go ahead. It's a lot. Go ahead. Read that again, brother. Sorry, it's a lot. Go ahead.
Verse 3, a time to kill and a time to heal.
Right, so there's a time to kill, there's a time to heal. All right? And we're healing right now through the word. All right? Go ahead.
A time to break down and a time to build up. A time to weep and a time to laugh. A time to
Right, this
mourn.
is not the time to laugh. This is really, overall, it's the time to weep. All right? It says that better are they that are in the house of mourning than in the house of mirth. This is not the time for laughter or for singing. Singing is when you're joining. The scriptures say, how can we sing in a strange land? How can we sing the Lord's song in a strange land? We hang up our hearts. That's what it's saying. Why? Because we're in captivity, man. Don't you know Esau forced Jacob to sing in slavery, man? You've seen that in the movie 12 Years a Slave. But that's not the time that you're supposed to be singing. All right? But them being the devil, they require them what's a song when you get that. But it's not the time to be singing, man. It's not the time to be what are you joyful about? Don't you? You got to take extra juice. You got to take boosters. What are you joyful about? Your kids got to go to school with a damn thing on their face, man. It's a dark time, man. Suicides at an all-time high. You know, all these chicks are whores out here. Can't even find a. Try to get a wife. Try to find one. You gonna find a bunch of slew bags, man. All right? This is a dark, evil, wicked time. So we're looking for these people to be taken out, man. We ain't looking for these people to be continued. Go ahead.
It says a time to mourn and a time to dance.
Uh-huh.
A time to
And
cast.
this is the time of mourning. Go ahead.
A time to cast away stones and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing.
That's right.
It says a time to get and a time to lose. Time to keep and a time to cast away.
That's right. That's right. So that's it on that. That's it on that. You have that? Go ahead.
It's the book of Jeremiah, chapter 30 and verse 7. Alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble.
Right. Jacob is who? The Israelites. So it's the time of the people, the trouble of our people. That time is coming. It's going to be a great trouble, man. All right. It's going to be a great trouble. Go ahead.
But he shall be saved out of it.
Yeah. Who's going to be saved out of it? The elect. Not the whole nation of Israel. Heavenly Father is not dealing with the whole nation of Israel. Okay?
Ezekiel 21 and 8. Again, the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus said the Lord, say, a sword is sharpened, also furbished. It is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contempted the rod of my son as every tree. And he that had given it to be furbished, that it may be handled, this sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it unto the hand of the slayer.
Of the slayer, which is these Edomites, man. They got a sword and it's sharpened. All right? Right now they're playing nice, so to speak, but they're getting more draconian, but it's about to get to the level of, yo, you know what I'm saying? Make Mussolini look like a nice guy. Make all these top, whatever, dictators look like nice guys. That's what it's about to get to. All right? And that's that sword that's being sharpened.
Revelation 12 and verse 12. Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time.
That's right. Esau knows he has a short time, so he has great wrath. Read Revelation 6 and 4. All right? But that's right. All right? He's coming down with that great wrath. This is what we're seeing, the buildup. You know, and these people see it, but a lot of them are just they're just in denial. They're willfully ignorant. You know, because their mindset is, what am I going to do? You know, there's nothing that they can do in their mindset, so they're like, let me just bow down to the beast. You know? What else am I going to do? I have to get food from him. And that's what Esau's showing. He's flexing his muscles. You know? I own the grocery store. I own the production. I own this and that. That's what Esau's saying. Go ahead.
Job 20 and 4, knowest thou not this of old, since man was placed upon the earth, that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment?
Right.
Though,
But he will triumph. All right. He will start to triumph, but he's not going to he's not going to fully triumph. The Lord is there waiting for. He's playing chess with him, man. Make the wrong move. Boom. I got you. Go ahead.
though his excellency mount up to the heavens, and his head reaches unto the clouds, yet he shall perish forever like his own dung.
That's right.
They which have seen him shall say, where is he?
And that's speaking about the Edomites as a nation, man. They're going to perish, man. So you got folk up saying, oh, the Edomites were done away with, John Hyrcanus. That's a lie. When you look at the history, John Hyrcanus didn't destroy every Edomite. Edomites run the world, all right? Edomites on your TV screen. Joe Biden's an Edomite, all right? All you motherfuckers, you people that call yourself so-called white people, all right? Not all of you, but the ones that the majority of you are Edomites, okay? So we know who it is. We found out who the serpent is. We found out who the Edomite is. So they're trying to block the truth. Oh, there's a little bit more?
He shall fly away as a dream, and shall not be found. Yeah, he shall be chased away as a vision of the night.
And good riddance, all right? Because you've done enough, all right? What?
So Job 90:24, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he?
Right, and we got images right here to show you that he covered the images of the judges, which was the top judge on the earth, the Heavenly Father, and then his son. They covered those images, man. And they put up their own image, man. Those false images. All right? So we found out who the wicked is. That's no mystery now. You get 2 Thessalonians 2. You got it? Go ahead, read it.
2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed,
That's right.
the son of perdition.
That man of sin, that's the Edomites, man. All right? And you Edomites are being revealed on a higher level. You see, even with this thing that's coming out, you got so-called truther Edomites that are revealing it, but they don't want to, they're looking at it like, damn, these people are wicked. But in their mind, they're like, yo, but not all of us are like that. But they see who the people are that's doing this, That's why when they have a chance to put a person that has darker skin, they don't want to jump. Oh, see, he's in it too. Jay-Z ain't part of the elites. Jay-Z's a low-level individual, man. Okay, he's got like 1 or 2 billion, barely. You see, and that could go away like that. The elites can freeze his account like that because they own the banks.
Together with his wife,
That's light money, bro.
That's light.
You got the Rothschilds own industries. They hundreds of trillions we're talking about, man. Liquid. All right. But they'll talk about, oh, he's an Illuminati. No, he's a low level, bro. He's just put it forth to bring confusion to our people. All right, because they have to set up the wicked ones of our people who will do that. They're bidding. Matter of fact, you can get John 8:44. But who's the real corporate? Who's the guy behind it? It's an Edomite. All right, the so-called white man in a suit. All right, that's the one that's doing all this shit. Not Jay-Z, man. Mike Jones.
Right? This is the book of Jeremiah 5:26. For among my people are found wicked men.
Right.
They lay wait as he that set the snares. They set a trap. They catch men.
That's right. Among my people are found wicked men. All right. Among the Israelites, man, they set traps. They set snares. So what? They could forward themselves. They don't care about the nation. They care about forwarding their own self. You see what we're doing? We're the only ones that really care about the nation. You see? Because we're actually coming out and making our bodies a living sacrifice for the righteousness' sake. All right? Even in the face of adversity. There's a scripture that says who will tell him his way to his face. And we're the ones doing that. Standing in great boldness, man. Not Jay-Z, not the rappers, not the celebrities that they put in front of you. They're not doing anything. They're not standing up for anything. Mass majority of them. Okay? Go ahead.
It says, yea, they are waxing fat, they shine, yea, they overpass the deeds of the wicked.
Right.
They judge not the cause of the fatherless, yet they prosper.
They prosper.
And the right of the needy do they not judge.
That's right, they prosper them. Okay? They prosper. Because what? A gift destroyeth the heart. And they've taken that gift. They've taken the gift. All right? So now that which also says a gift of perverted judgment. You know? They've taken the gift, and now their judgment is now they're just going to do whatever Esau says. Who has John 8:44?
John 8:44, and it reads, Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
This is the Lord, Yahushua, speaking to Israelites. Okay, telling them they're just like the Romans, which is the devil. All right, but they didn't perceive what he was saying, but that's what he was speaking about. Go ahead.
He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth.
Going back to what? Cain. And then he came back in the reincarnation as Esau. All right? Now they have different names for themselves, man. Germans, Russian, whatever. At the end of the day, they're Edomites. Okay? Go ahead.
Because there was no truth in him, when he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own. For he is a liar, and the father of it.
You could tell who Esau is, because even when you read the Maccabees, it says that once Alexander died, right, his four generals took over, right, which is Cassander, Lysimachus, Ptolemy, Seleucus, all right? Those four generals, when they took over, it said evils was multiplied in the earth, not righteousness. It says evils, all right? Because what did they do? They brought forth evil. All right? When you look at all them Caesars, they were all wicked, extremely wicked. Especially the Edomite Caesars. They were all, they were sick individuals, man. Okay? Look at Caligula, what he was doing, man. That was some sick ish. They can't even stomach a movie from that guy. All right? But then they act like he was so sick, but then Julian was doing the same thing. And all the rest of the Caesars, they're all doing the same wicked, evil things, man. Sick, perverse sexual acts. You know? Because what? That's the wicked being revealed, man. That's it on that?
Because I tell you the truth, ye believe me not.
This is Revelation chapter 6 and 4. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword.
Right, that great sword. And Esau's about to come with that. He's about to show you that great sword. Okay? He's been using the great sword already. His whole existence was by the sword. It was by, in other words, the weapon. Okay? And death and killing. That's his whole existence. All right? He weaponizes the food. He weaponizes the air. All right? With the chemtrails. All right? You know, these things that the juice that he's giving all these people, that's all weaponized. Those things that he's using to destroy the people. All right? Huh? Oh, Eve, I used Eve as a weapon. Okay? You know, that's a pit bull. All right?
Habakkuk 2 and 5, 2 and 4, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith.
Right. The soul which is lifted up is not upright in him. Go ahead.
And also because he transgresseth by wine, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlarges his desire as hell, and is as death.
And is as death. Everywhere he goes, he brings death. He doesn't bring life. All right? Just for example, look at our people. Look at Gad. Look at the so-called Native Americans. They're through. They're through. You think Judah's bad? Look at Gad in these reservations, man. They're super through right now, bro. Were they like that when he came over? No, they weren't. All right? They said there was no sign of disease. All right? They were healthy as, they could run as fast as horses. They were on a higher level. Okay? Now look at them. Drunk. Drugs. Through. Drinking, rubbing alcohol. But then he'll look and he'll say he didn't have nothing to do with that. That's not really me. You don't really blame me. Because he's the devil, man. All right? But who did it? What did it happen? Okay, you came, right? Let's say I come somewhere, right? Everywhere I go, I think there's something shows up missing. Every time I go in the room, I close the door, and something's missing. Right? You come in, after you're going to come to yo, this guy's stealing something. He's stealing stuff. And it's not me, you're just going to, it's not me. Yeah, it's you, nigga.
Who would trust him?
Huh?
He said, I said, who would trust a thief?
Woo. Well appointed, right? Because you've been caught. You've been caught already, man. Multiple times, man. Go ahead.
This is John 10 and 10.
Devil, man.
It said, the thief cometh not, but for to kill, to steal, to kill, and to destroy.
And that's all Esau comes for, is to kill, to steal, and to destroy. That's all his whole existence has been. You can't find no other existence as Esau. Oh yeah, these are 2 years when Esau was kind and peaceful. There's no, that doesn't exist. All right? That does not exist. Go ahead. And the thing with Esau is that he's also a great hypocrite, man. Because he'll do all that stuff, but then he'll get mad at Jake. Stop blaming other people, but he's quick to, yo, what about Mao Zedong? We're not talking about Mao Zedong right now. We're talking about you, nigga. We ain't talking about Genghis Khan. We're talking about you. Oh, slavery's always existed. Did they do what you did? No. That was unprecedented what Esau did, man. That was unheard of, man. All right? The sharks still follow that same trail of the slaves to this day. Because they were eating them when they were throwing them off board, man. So that same trail, those sharks follow that to this day, hundreds of years later, or well, you know what I'm saying? So what does that tell you? That was unprecedented. All right? It wasn't that was some old thing that was going on for centuries. No, that was a new thing. All right? A new form of wickedness. Go ahead.
This is Sirach 12 and 17. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first.
Right. Right. Bad, brother. The precepts got to come out, man. That's it. If adversity happens, you'll find him there. When you look at anything in history, a lot of these things in history, you're going to find Esau. Like when you pull the curtain in, what's that, the Wizard of Oz? The old Edomite? You're going to find Esau in the back there, just guilty, man. And I was reading up, because I remember watching that movie, The Hotel Rwanda, right? And come to find out, that whole shit, I was like, yo, that was some sick, that was some twisted shit. Yo, come to find out, it was Esau behind that. The so-called white guy was behind that. America was behind that shit. And Belgium and shit like that. They were behind that shit. But when you look at it, it's like, oh, it's just a genocide. No, they set that genocide up for their purpose, man. And they push forth the propaganda. They actually hired people to do these things, man. You know? So the devil has to be exposed, man. What?
Goes on, it says, though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
Though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee.
He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance.
That's right.
This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 12. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city by iniquity.
Man. Yo, brothers should have a plethora of scriptures right now. Brothers don't got scriptures like Esau. Come on, bro. Let's go.
Verse 15. Woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drunken also, that thou mayest look on their nakedness.
And that's what he did, man. That's what he did. He put the bottle, and then he looked upon our nakedness. See? Go ahead, read that.
Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. Never trust thy enemy,
Right.
for like as an iron rusted, so is his wickedness.
Like as iron rusted, so is his wickedness. Go ahead. We'll keep going, keep going. Okay, there's more on that. To read more down, to read a little bit more down.
Though he humble himself and go crushing, yet take good heed and beware of him.
Right, yet take good heed and beware of him, man. All right? If you can find that in French, I'll bring that on in French. If you can find that same scripture in French. Go ahead.
This is Isaiah 26 and verse 10. Let favor be shown to the wicked, Yet will he not learn righteousness, and the land of uprightness will he deal unjustly. He will not behold the majesty of the Lord.
So what is he doing in the land of uprightness now? Is he pushing forth righteousness? It's not hard to see that he's not the people. It's not hard to see that they're not the people, nor is it hard to see that they're the devil. Okay? He's pushing forth everything opposite of the scripture. That's what he's doing. And furthermore, they don't follow the Torah. The Torah and the Tanakh is not what they follow. They follow something called the Talmud, all right, which is a very twisted, it gets flagged on it's a twisted book, man. You look into the contents of that book, that's an Edomite. That's an Edomite book. That's an author who was an Edomite. Okay? Go ahead.
This is Psalms 50 and verse 16. But unto the wicked the Most High saith, what hast thou to do to declare my statutes, or that thou shouldest take my covenant in thy mouth?
Right.
Seeing that thou hatest instruction and castest my words behind thee,
right.
When thou sighest a thief, then thou consentest with him, and hast been partaker with adulterers.
Right. So see, because Esau has the book in front of him, but he doesn't uphold the book. Okay? He'll have the book in the courts, but then his whole court system is opposite of the book. So that's hypocrisy, man. All right? And the Most High is going to judge him for that, man. Okay? Because what they do is they go based upon cases. So sometimes they'll pull out a case, in 1984, they'll deal with that case. But then the same exact case, same exact type of situation, and they'll judge it based on another case. Or they won't even use the cases. You know? So the system is not balanced and it's not just.
This is Habakkuk 1 and 4. Therefore the law is slack, and judgment doth never go forth.
Right.
For the wicked doth compass about the righteous, therefore wrong judgment proceedeth.
Right. It's to the point, judgment doesn't go forth on such a level that you cry and you're all happy. These people, these simpletons out here, these jakes. When someone who clearly murdered the dude, right, jumped out, three of them jumped in and clearly followed him and murdered the dude on camera, you gotta cheer when they get sentenced. Well, when you cheer, that should be obvious, no? But that's the thing, judgment does never go forth. It's not justice in this place. So when that happens, Jake is all like, yo, wow, yo. And they think that's a victory when it's not a victory, man. That was on camera, bro. And it was a high profile, it's not a victory, man. You Jakes you're on a low level. Your mind is on a low level. Okay? So Esau give you little crumbs and you'll cheer for the crumbs. Like you had that dude look like a damn runaway slave. I love all people, love all people. And that was the man's father, bro. Yo, the man murdered your son. And you love all people, love all people. What's wrong with these dudes, man? I never seen something happen to Esau, and then Esau says, love the whole world. There's only you Jakes. You Jakes got a mental disorder, man. Go ahead. So
Yo, Malachi, can I take one of you aside?
Take one of us aside?
To ask you questions?
You can ask questions right here, brother. I'll answer all your questions, brother. You don't have to be on camera, bro. Because we're doing a speaking right now. That's why you don't want to. Okay. Well, what's the question you have, though?
Well, I want to ask a question while you're speaking.
No, but it's good. It's good for the camera. It's good for people to learn. Unless you're shy. If you're shy, that's okay. You're shy? No problem. Go ahead.
Malachi 1 and 4, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, but we will return and build the desolate places.
Right.
Thus said the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down. And they shall call them the border of wickedness, and the people against whom the Lord had indignation forever.
Right. So there's a people that's known as the wicked, the border of wickedness. That means everywhere they go, wickedness follows. And we know who that people is. All right? And they know who they are. But they're not going to tell the people who they are, because now the people are not going to listen to what they say. All right? That's a nation of people, by the way. Okay? So the Lord actually singles out nations. Go ahead.
Roman, there's more.
No, I think that's it.
This is Romans chapter 9 and 13. As it is written, Jacob have I loved, but Esau have I hated.
Right. Jacob is who? The Israelites, you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. All right? And the ones that are scattered amongst the earth that might look like different nations. All right, go ahead.
It says, what shall we say then? Is there unrighteousness with the Most High?
Right.
God forbid.
Yep.
I have a question.
Okay, hold on. He has a question. Go ahead. What's your question?
At which point do you refer to yourself as natives? And do the natives that I know reflect the natives that you claim to be?
Okay. When you say natives, you talking about Native Americans?
Yes.
Native Americans? I mean, we don't. The reason we don't call ourselves that is because that's not what we are originally, right? Native is a new term. When they came over here, they weren't calling themselves natives, right? So what we call ourselves is what God called us, what we were called from the beginning. And you can go to all the old relics and you can find that out, is the 12 tribes of Israel, okay? And the natives are part of that, but they're Gadites. Their true tribe is the Gadites, and then you've got the Seminole Indians, which are the Reubenites, and the Manassites, and Benjamin, which would be the West Indians, so to speak. And we're really all brothers, okay? But the thing is that we have to call ourselves by our true name, which the Heavenly Father gave us, which is Israelites.
I have another question.
Sure.
In the Bible, in the beginning of the Bible,
Yeah.
they talk about 300, 400, 500-year-old people.
Okay.
Yes or
Well,
no?
it's more than that. More than 500.
Yes, more than that.
More than thousands.
I'm just saying these numbers because that's what I remember.
Okay.
But it's more than that. Even if it's more than that, I believe they were living people.
Okay.
Because I believe that people used to live much older than...
Keep asking your question. I just want to get something for you. Go ahead. Sorry, go ahead. Say what you're saying again?
My question is,
Yeah.
if people were living beyond your beliefs,
Uh-huh.
what were they?
When you say beyond, what do you mean by when you say beyond our beliefs? What do you mean by that?
Well, before belief came, before everything you're talking about
Yeah.
came about,
Yeah.
must have been a void.
Okay. You mean before the book itself? Because the book documents the beginning. So there's really nothing that's before that. It documents the creation of the beginning as well as now.
You mean everything is there?
Everything is in there. The beginning and the
I
end.
believe you.
The beginning and the end, brother. And even the fact of the natives that you're speaking of, I don't know if are you native, brother?
No. It's not a question of
No?
being native
Okay.
or not.
Okay. I was just asking because you asked
No,
a
no.
question. But the way they came over here is actually documented. Because they tell you, they make up a story, they say, oh, they came through what do they say, through the Ice Age, and they have all kind of weird stories which are not false
I
stories.
have a big problem with what you are doing and science.
In science?
And science.
But hold on, what do you mean by that? What do you mean by that?
What I mean by that is, let's say all of this is accurate and relevant.
Uh-huh.
1,000 years before you, 1,000 years before that,
Uh-huh. Before what? The beginning? It doesn't make sense. There's no 1,000 years before the
I have
beginning.
another question. I have another question then I have another question.
Go ahead.
Where is your beginning?
The beginning is written in Genesis, the first chapter. But I was going to address. I'm going to address that. But we have to see the thing is sometimes we get off topic and go from here to here, and then nothing gets answered because people are just jumping around.
But still, my question still from the beginning is,
Uh-huh.
we're not talking about two idiots spawned on Earth.
You mean what do you mean by two? You mean Adam and Eve? That's what you mean? What do you mean? I don't understand what you mean.
I don't believe in Adam and Eve.
Okay, so what
I'm saying
what
is-
do you believe in? What do you believe in? Because people always say they don't believe in this and that, but what do you believe in?
Well, I believe this place was altered.
What do you mean? Big Bang Theory? What do you mean by that?
No, I don't believe in it. But well, even if I did believe in the Big Bang Theory, it make no sense.
It makes no sense.
What I'm saying is, at a certain point, you can't just put people or put life on a planet or I don't believe we're on a planet, by the way. Just put people there and say, go ahead, do your thing.
But who said that's what he did? And even if he did do that, if he's the creator, he can do what he wants to do.
Of course.
But that's the thing. The scriptures say that too. It says, Who are thou, O man, that replies against the Most
Okay,
High?
no, I
But hold on,
don't.
but hold on. I want to show you
No,
something.
no,
I want to show you something. Read
I have
that.
to
Read that
picture up.
Read that second.
Even
Because
if
I'm going to show
even
you.
if he reads, even if he reads, I have another. No, I have to add something to that.
No, brother.
Where
See,
did the
because
white-
because we're
where
not
did the
getting
white-
we're not getting anything, bro. We're not
where
getting
did the
anywhere,
white
brother.
man came
Brother. I'm trying to be respectful and I'm trying to
Me
deal
too,
with
me
you
too.
cordially. You know, but you have to let our program continue as well in the sense of
I
let us say
agree,
that.
but
Give me a second, man. Just have patience, brother. That's another problem with the people on the earth. They have no patience. They've been fed too much microwave, so everything has to be now.
No, I'm not that kind of guy.
Yes,
I'm
well, it
not
seems
that
like it,
kind of
brother.
guy.
It seems like it, brother.
No, you
Because
guys
I'm
are
trying
wrong.
to tell you to take a second. You're not letting me speak, brother. Give me a second.
I would like
Go
to
ahead, go
This
ahead.
is the book
Go
of
ahead,
2nd Esdras, chapter 6 and verse 54. And after these, Adam also,
Right.
whom thou madest the world, whom thou madest Lord over all thy creatures, of him come we all.
Look, we come all from Adam, as it says, right? Go ahead.
says-
And why is that? That's not because Adam was the only person on earth, but because after the flood, it was Shem, Japheth, and Ham that was
My
left.
problem is
Go ahead.
before that.
Go ahead.
says-
Give me a second.
And
Go
the
ahead.
people also. This is the book of 2nd Esdras, chapter 13, and verse
I need to have a sit down with one of you.
Huh?
Okay?
Sit
I need to have a sit down
But you
with one
see,
of you.
we don't have sit downs because we have the truth. We know we have the truth. There's no need to have a sit down.
The reason why I'm asking for a sit down is because I have a family of 5 kids, okay? And I need to let him know what the fuck is going on.
Right.
Which were
And that's what we're
carried
trying to
away
tell you too, so you can go and help tell your children.
But I cannot stand here.
out of their own land.
I need to sit down in my house at my table talking about
We
it.
don't do that, brother.
I don't believe that.
And the time is short, brother.
I don't believe
And the
that.
time is short, brother. So you better find the truth quick, man. Because we have the truth.
I think I do.
Well, we know we do. And
I think I do have the truth.
That's okay.
But I'm not
You got
saying
the
you.
truth, you got it.
Did I ever say that he doesn't have the truth?
Well, if you got it, brother.
I believe in your thing.
Because you see, what we're showing you, what we're showing you is really the secrets of the earth. We're showing you this. I'm about to show you how the natives got here, which they tell you all kind of stories. But this is the truth. It's the true account according to the biblical history.
From who?
From the biblical history, from Esdras. Okay, which describes exactly how they got over here.
Can you
Go ahead.
can you see?
Those are the 10
The
tribes.
10 tribes, all the people from North and Central and South America, or the natives. Go ahead.
Which were carried away prisoners out of their own lands.
Right.
In the time of Hosea the king,
Right.
whom Salmanasar, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters.
You know what
And
they're
so
trying to
came
do?
they into another land.
Let us know that
Right.
God
But they
is-
took their
is
counsel
really
amongst themselves that they would leave the multitude of the heathen.
Listen, they said they were going to leave the multitude of the heathen that was in the eastern hemisphere. Okay, because there was a split between the two kingdoms. Go ahead.
and go forth into a further country where never mankind dwelt.
The further country where never mankind dwelt. The whole known world of the east was dwelt in at that time. The whole of the Europe area, Japheth was up there. You had Greece, you had the Africa, the land of Ham. All that was dwelt in. It's talking about a place where never mankind dwelt. This side of the earth. Go ahead.
That they might dare keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
Right. What's an example of their statues? These fringes. Native Americans have these fringes. This goes back to the Bible. All right? This is in the Bible to wear fringes upon your garment because they're the people of the Bible as well. Okay? Go ahead.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passage of the river.
Yep.
For the Most High then shewed signs for them
Yep.
and held still the flood till they were passed over.
Right. It was said through the Horn of Africa. We said they went through the Horn of Africa where there's a lot of floods. And at that time, the Lord stopped the floods for them to come through. Go ahead.
For through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
It says mainly of a year and a half. When you read another account, I believe it might be in your Josephus, which was a historian, right? He said that King Solomon had a navy of Africans, which were Hamites, right? They kind of looked like our people, but they were Hamites that came to this side of the earth to get like peacocks and the color purple.
I want you to
and different
tell
chimps, right?
this
And different
to him,
things, right? And gold and stuff like that. And what happened was that's why you see the Olmec There's something called the Olmec. I don't know if you
I
heard,
know
you
the
heard
Olmecs and
This is how you know the Olmec is true, is because the historic fact of what King Solomon did. He sent people over there to this side of the earth to get
but
stuff
before
and
we
bring it
leave,
back.
you have to tell them
So
what you
so
believe.
What happened
You
is
have to
that
tell them.
They
okay?
made their own statues and stuff. Now they have the Olmec. So now they have people saying, "Oh, Africans were first here." No, you don't understand. Well, they were first here, but they didn't live here. You understand what I'm saying?
This
They
little
just
girl,
came to get
this little
something.
girl has something to tell you. Okay?
understand?
This little girl has
Let us
something
just
to
finish
tell
this,
you.
brother. We're almost done. We're almost done.
Says-
Really?
Yeah, we're almost done with this part.
It says, for through that country there was a great way to go, namely of a year and a half.
The same time period it took for them to get to this side of the world. Said a year and a half it took them to get.
Listen,
Go ahead.
And the same region is called Azorah.
Right, which means another land. All right, and keep going. There's more.
It says, then dwelt they there until the latter time.
They dwelt there to the latter time, which is now, the end of the earth. Now, all right, the latter time. Go ahead.
And now, when they shall begin to come, the highest shall stay the springs of the stream again, that they may go through. Therefore sawest thou the multitude of these.
That's it, and that's an account of how they got here. Okay, which you're not going to learn that anywhere else. No other book is going to teach you that. They're going to tell you that they came from the ice age. They walked on ice. That's all fairy tales, man. All right, that's all fairy tales, man. Good.
Yes.
All right. So yeah, what are you saying?
She has something to say. What did you have to say? Yes. What about God? What about God? Did God made all of them? Did he? Yes. Did God made you? Did God made you in his image?
The book of Deuteronomy 29,
He did.
28. And the Lord ruled
Which I believe you're an Israelite. Where are you from, brother? I know you're an Israelite, but this tell me you're an Israelite from somewhere. I don't know.
I am, but not in the
Latin America somewhere? No?
Haïtien Québécois.
Haïtien Québécois. Okay, but your father is Haïtien, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that which makes you of the tribe of Levi. Okay? This brother's of the tribe of Levi, that brother's of the tribe of Levi as well.
Dis, go like this.
You know?
A lot of love. Mets ta main sur ton cœur. Put your hand on your heart. Say I love you, everybody.
You guys
But
take
it's
care.
a little bit.
Take
It's
care
a
of
little bit
yourself.
cold.
No problem.
And I
no
would have
problem.
wished.
I understand, man. No problem.
I want to have a debate. Not a debate. It's not even a debate. I'm an anthropologist. Okay. I study life on Earth, life, just life.
Well, that's good. That's good.
And I have a lot of questions on your timeline.
Yeah, well, what are you using? Carbon dating?
No.
So what are you using? What's your method?
Just basic going back. Fuck carbonating. Because
I don't know what that means, going
I
back
found
to
I
back
found
to
a
back. What
flaw.
does that mean?
By the way, I found a flaw in carbon dating.
Of course.
I'm not the only one. And there's another flaw in what do you call it? The layers theory.
Of course.
There's a big
Because
problem.
you know
in
why
that.
there's a myth happening that? Because all of that ideology of evolution and the Earth being 1 million years ago, that goes, you know what that
I don't
goes back
believe
to?
it
That goes back to
anymore.
occultic belief. That goes into the occult. Okay?
I don't believe it
They're the
anymore.
ones who started that.
I
that
used to
ideology.
believe in that.
When you look at written history, how long does the written history go back to? Any written history on Earth.
But
The same
most of
timeline
it is
as the Bible, bro.
I-
7,000 years. About 7,000 years. That's all written history on the Earth. There's nothing you're going to find before that, ever. Why? Because, look it up. It doesn't exist.
That's not what
It
I'm
doesn't
saying.
exist.
That's not what I'm saying.
because this
okay.
is the truth, brother. That's why. Because this is the truth.
My last thing I'm gonna ask is, do you believe that there were people, like let's say, 250,000?
Nope, that doesn't exist. That's a
That's
cult.
not
That's a
possible?
cult. That's a cult belief. That doesn't exist. There's no written history. That's why they have to tell you it's so long ago, because then you have no proof. There's no, we didn't write back then. We only started writing a couple
But I'm not
thousand
talking
years.
about
That's
writing.
bullshit.
I'm talking about just artifacts and shit.
Artifacts?
Yeah.
What do you mean artifacts? Well, what artifacts? There's no artifacts that go that.
But this is the conversation that we could have. That
It's pointless to have that conversation because it doesn't exist. That's what I'm trying to show you, bro.
guys,
Take care, man.
a lot of love, just love.
Take care, bro. Have a good day, man. Bye. Take care, eh? All right, bro. Go ahead, read.
This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and 29. Lo, this only have I found that the Most High has made men upright, but they have sought out many inventions.
That's it. Men have sought out many inventions. Their own mind has, they try to go deeper than deep. And they end up lost, even more lost. Because the scriptures to them is too basic. But they've never been taught the truth of the scriptures. They don't know what the Bible's all about. All right? The things that we bring out is things they've never heard before, man. You know? And you get into these conversations and it becomes fruitless and it becomes unedifying. Because you're trying to let somebody talk and don't got it. They don't got the juice. Well, I'm not talking about that juice. I'm talking about the Spirit, the Holy Spirit juice, not the juice that's going to make you do the hard shit. Go ahead.
Sound right. Chapter 33, and verse 5. The heart of the foolish is like a cartwheel, and his thoughts are like a rolling axle.
Right. Oh, bad. Yo, the thoughts are just all over the damn place. Here. Go ahead.
This is Ecclesiastes 3 and verse 21.
Right.
Seek not out the things that are too hard for thee,
Right.
neither search the things that are above thy strength.
Right. He's talking about 250,000 years ago. There's no proof on that. They just made that up. They just put dates out there, man. They'll grab a rock and say, oh, this was a 1.83 billion years ago. And they won't give you no proof on it. They'll just say it. You know? And like he said, carbon dating is flawed, but that's the main thing that they use. Which is all part of what? Satan's devices, man. Go ahead.
This is Daniel chapter 7 and 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws. They shall be given into his hand until the time and times is divided.
That's it, man. That's all.
1 Corinthians 2 and 14. But the natural man receiving not the things of the Spirit of God.
Right.
For the eye are foolishness unto him.
That's right.
Neither can he know them because they are spiritually discerning.
That's right. That's right, brother. All right? Because what? They're spiritually discerning. They gotta see something tangible. You know? They need to see something tangible. Oh, yeah, well, I need to see, I need to study, I need to this and that. And then everything they really do is really for vain glory. We're gonna have a debate. What are we gonna debate about? Oh yeah, we're gonna debate about the timeline. I'm gonna sit there and debate. It's gonna take 5 hours. Just like when you watch soccer, those debates be taking like 3 hours, and no one gets to a conclusion. They just still disagree at the end of the day. So it's just pointless, a waste of time. All right? And we were letting him talk, and then he's like, let me let my daughter talk. What edification can we get from him?
Smell who's.
Yeah, but you try not to be rude sometimes, but then at a certain point, sometimes you just gotta tell man, listen, shut up, go up the street, but then that could cause more friction. You know? So you gotta deal, you know? Go ahead, Apostle. Yeah, it's not possible, man. You try. But sometimes Jake's be getting you pissed off, man. You wanna put a curse on your ass. Boy, read what you got behind.
This is 1 John 2 and verse 20. But ye have an unction from the Holy One, and ye know all things.
You know all things, man. You know all things, bro. Okay? And then that's why we can break down the things. We know everything we need to know. All right? That's why we can break down certain things that he never, the information, and that's why these people are bugged out. Because the information we're giving them, that's information that the world is looking for. That's information that secrets of the earth. But we're telling them, oh, the scripture says there was nothing but revealing the secrets of Amos. Read that. Go ahead.
2 Peter chapter 1 and verse 19. We have also a more sure word of prophecy, whereunto you do well, whereunto ye do well that ye take heed, as unto a light that shineth in a dark place.
Right, this is what it is, a light that shines in the dark. He never heard that information about the Native Americans coming over here, the true story, you know? But when we read it, it's like, yo, it goes in one ear and out the other because he's zombified, right? He probably got a boost through. You don't know which way to go, all right?
Amos chapter 3 and verse 7. Surely the Lord, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushua, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets.
These are secrets that we're telling them, man. All right? But they want to go there and it got to be something deeper. That can't be it. It got to be deeper. It got to be mesoteric. You know? It got to be it got to be the Pharaoh when he turns and there's an unlock to the key that hits the light, and then the star creates a, you know, an orb, some type of madness. Go get that. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy 29. Deuteronomy 29 and verse 29. The secret things belong unto the Lord our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever, that we may do all the words of the law.
That's it, man. All right? And these are secret things that we have that we're telling to the people, but no, they're not even they're walking past it. You know? Especially in this time with all this darkness. It's like you would think that they would want to know something, you know? But you know what they're gonna want to know? When all hell breaks loose, man. When the doors of mercy close, that's when they're gonna want to inquire. You know, he's probably gonna come and have his daughter. You know? And then it's not gonna be the time to talk about it. It's not gonna be the time to break it down. I don't want to hear what you're saying about aliens and God coming back. No, it's too late now. The scriptures say that he will make our mouth to cleave to the roof of our tongue to cleave to the roof of our mouth. It means we're not gonna be prophesying in that time. What?
This is Luke 12.
Yeah, go ahead, Pastor.
12 and 2. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore, whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light, and that which ye have spoken in the ear and closets shall be proclaimed upon the housetops.
That's it, man. Those secrets, man. All right? And we're telling them that. All right? We're telling them those deep secrets. All right? The understanding of these things, of the world, you know, that they didn't know. All right? And even when we tell them, they still don't perceive it. Get that Isaiah. Get Isaiah 6 and Isaiah 6.
This is the book of Mark 4 and 11. And he said unto them, unto you it is given to know the mystery of the kingdom of Yahweh, but unto them that are without, all these things are done in parables.
Yeah, because Yahushua spoke in parables to them, man. All right, he didn't speak up front to these. He knew who was going to receive, who wasn't going to receive, so he just spoke to them. And he didn't bother. He didn't waste his time. He didn't say, he wouldn't tell this guy, oh yeah, let me go to your house and break it down to you so we can have a debate. No, he's not going nowhere near that. Okay? Because he understands that he's not going to get it. All right? Go ahead.
In Ecclesiastes 12 and 12. Any further by these, my son, be admonished of making many books. There is no hand, and much study is a weariness of the flesh.
That's right. What studies of weariness of the flesh? That's correct. All right? Because they got all these books and all this so-called knowledge, and they still don't understand the truth. With all that get understanding. They get all this information, but they don't understand the truth. They don't understand what it's really about. You know? Like I said, we're telling them these secrets in the open. All right? You know? Even just that thing that we read in Second Ezra about how natives got here. Bro, that's deep. That's knowledge that the earth don't. When I heard that, I was like, yo. You know? That's some deep knowledge, man. Because they tell you all these different stories, but it doesn't add up. But that is what makes sense.
John 18 and 20, Yahushua answered him, I spake openly to the world. I ever taught in the synagogues and in the temple, whether the Jews always resort, and in secret have I said nothing. Why askest thou me? Ask them which heard me, where I said unto them, behold, they know what I said.
Right, it's all in the open. What we're doing this all in the open. See how the elites work? Right, these top banking families, they work everything in secret. Right, they have those meetings, they have those secret meetings in the Bohemian Grove and wherever else they have those secret meetings. Because they're not telling everything to the public. They're telling you what they want you to know. All right, they got their media out there, right, so that they can tell you what they want you to know. All right, but what we're doing, we're doing it in the open, right? Oh, yeah, it's Isaiah 6 and 9.
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 6 and verse 9. And he said, go and tell this people, hear ye indeed, but understand not.
Right, they're hearing the words, but they don't understand it. What the hell are they talking about? What's this? What? Got these garments on? What are they saying? What?
And see ye indeed, but perceive not.
Right, see ye indeed, but perceive not. They can see, but they can't perceive it. All right? Because the Lord, there's an actual spiritual angel blocking them from receiving. There's something spiritual that's blocking them from getting it. All right? Huh? Go ahead.
Hebrews 4 and verse 2. For unto us was the gospel preached,
as well as unto them.
Right.
But the word preached did not profit them,
It didn't profit them. Go ahead.
not being mixed with faith in them that heard it.
Right, because that faith is that opener. All right, that's that key ingredient that's going to make it really resonate and make it grow in you. That's why I said faith as a mustard seed will grow. And a mustard seed, that tree is like a huge, that's one of the biggest trees when it grows. You see? But ultimately, they can't receive it because the Lord didn't give it to them. He didn't give them that gift of faith. All right? Go ahead. Because all these things happening on the earth, eventually they're going to want answers. They're going to want real answers. Now it's like, okay, I can go do this, I can go do that. But soon it's going to be to the point, yo, no food in the stores. Because the scriptures speak about a famine, that's coming. All right? No food in the stores, no, chaos, death everywhere. You know? Cannibalism, all these things are going to come to first world countries. All right? And these people are not going to be ready for it. They're going to see it and they're going to be, yo, how did it get to this level? All right? But that's because it was prophesied, because the Heavenly Father is setting forth judgment on this place, man. All the wickedness that's been going on.
This is Jeremiah 6:10. To whom shall I speak and give warning, that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken.
Right.
Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach. They have no delight in it.
They have no delight in it because they want to hear. There's a scripture that says, preach unto us smooth things. Right? Don't preach unto us deceits. They want to hear those smooth things. They don't want to hear those things that's gut wrenching. You know? That don't sound good. That don't sound like love. That sound like love. You know? Because when you go to a Christian church, they talk love, 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 but they don't teach you nothing. You don't learn anything. That's why you got a lot of them put those Eves, those wicked Eves, going from there to going to witchcraft. That's what they're doing. They're leaving the Christian church to go to witchcraft. Straight up. Because they're not getting no answers. There's no answers there. All right? You ask them a simple question. I challenge all you so-called Christians. Go to your local pastor and ask him what sin is. And hear him circumvent the question. All right? And tell you all 20 stories except for what the scriptures say. If you ask us, we're going to a straight scripture, man. And we're going to break it down according to what the Bible says. All right? Go ahead.
It says here, this is the book of Jeremiah.
His question is madness. His question ain't pre-flood. His question is madness. Because then he said, we told him about Genesis. He said, no, I'm talking about before that. So he's a nut. All right? It's the bottom line. So either way, I was trying to make sure he gets up the street. I was like, oh, look, there's giving out money. So he can go run over there. What?
This is Jeremiah 5:23. But this people has a revolting and a rebellious heart. They are revolted and gone.
Right, they revolted and gone, man. They have a rebellious heart, man. Rebellious against who? Against the Heavenly Father. All right? Which that's part of what? The Broadway. Okay, that's part of the Broadway. All right? Broader than Broadway. That's I don't know if you brothers know that's a bench weight tool right there. The very leaf. You know? You know? But that's a Broadway. All right, because you think that you're serving the Lord, but just in rebellion, that's as witchcraft. You might as well go practice witchcraft. You know, because you're not supposed to be being rebellious. That you stepping out of that narrow path. Okay, that's what Saul did, and the Lord blocked him off from getting back on the path. You know, because he was being rebellious. He wanted to do his own thing. Right?
This is 2 Timothy 4:3. For the time will come when they will not endure sound doctrine, but after their own lusts shall they heap to themselves teachers having itching ears.
That's right. Because they want to hear something new. They want to hear something deep. When you really listen to the truth, it's repetitive. Okay? The Spirit has to be on you to be interested still. All right? You still listen. You know? It's repetitive. It's the same things over and over, but then, you know, it still gets deeper. If your eyes are open, you know. But if the Spirit's not on you, this is boring. Oh, goodness. Okay, the elect, I get it.
I know this
Yeah.
already.
You know what I'm saying? In season and out of season, I get it. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead,
It
man.
says, and they shall turn away their ears from the truth and shall be turned into fear.
Right? Because a lot of these people are trying to be deep, trying to sound deep. You know, I got that esoteric knowledge. Yo, that bit is deep. You know? Yeah, for real. That brother's deep, and then they get in a trance because he's like he's going deep. You know, he's like, yo, Adam wasn't really Adam. Adam was really the Most High. Break it down. You go here, right? And then and then he gets all into it, and then he preaches of it. It might sound like it, but that's Satan, right? Transforming himself into an angel of light, and then they like it, so it's good to the ears, so they follow it. You know? Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 4:3. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost, in whom the power of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not.
Yeah, Satan. Right? Satan is constantly, enchantments are on a way higher level than before. Right? It's on a way higher level than before, man. Alright? Satan, the enchantments are heavy, man. So these people, if they're through, they're even more through now. If they were messed up before, they're gonna be even more messed up. If they were lost before, they're gonna be even more lost.
Lest the light of the glorious gospel of Hamashiach, who is the image of the Most High, should shine unto them.
That's right. He's not shining unto them because the scripture says what? That it will not enter into a malicious soul. And all these people are looking malicious. Alright?
This is the book of 2 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3. But I fear lest by any means, as the serpent begot Eve through his subtlety, so your minds,
This craftiness. What?
so your minds should be corrupted from the simplicity that is in Hamashiach, Yahushai.
That's it, because it's simple. You know? It's that simple. And they want to hear something deep. You know? Remember this one Jake in the world? He's probably in a line right now for a booster. Right? He's talking all that talk. You know, let's let him talk. We're not worried about it. They need that victory in the flesh. Now I see, I got you. I confound. We don't need that. We know we have the truth. You know, I'm confident in the fact. That's why I don't have to debate this guy. I don't have to go back and forth. You can just go up the street. If you can't get it, just go ahead and go buy some McDonald's, man. You know, we don't gotta debate you. We know what we're talking about. You know. But this one guy, he's like, oh, these guys, certain people still believing in that Bible. You know, I know he was talking about me, so he was hoping for a response. You know? But I just ignored his ass, man. Now what is he doing? Now when it's time to go get the chip, right? Because I've been talking about the chip for 10, you know what I'm saying, a long time since the apostles. All right? Since back then. So now when that comes, what's he going to do? He's going to take it. And he's going to remember he was talking to me, and I was always talking about the microchip in the marketplace. Okay? So I don't have to worry about debating him. Why do I have to debate him? Why do I have to, see, I got one on you. It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 12:20. For I fear, lest when I come, I shall not find you such as I would.
Right.
And that I should be found unto you such as ye would not, lest there be debates, envying, wrath, strife, backbiting, whispering, swelling, tumults.
Right, and the debates is really wicked because it's like you're debating. What are you debating about? They got to be because of vain glory. You're going to go back and forth with it. Unless it's for edification, I don't see no point in going back and forth with a guy that can't get it. For what? I don't go in my daily life trying to badger it into people. If you ask them, you try to get it into them, and if they can't get it, just keep moving, man. You set up a debate now. Okay, all right, I'm gonna come to your house and I'm gonna bring my books, you bring your books. No, it's a waste of time. Go ahead. Got some more on that?
Ecclesiastes 12:8. Vanity of vanities, said the preacher, all is vanity. And moreover,
everything without the Lord is vanity. Go ahead.
And moreover, because the preacher was wise, he still taught the people knowledge. Yeah, he gave them good heed. and sought out and set in order many proverbs. The preacher sought to find out acceptable words, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. The words of the wise are as God's, and as nail fastened.
As what?
As Goads.
Goads.
The words of the wise are as goads, and as nails fastened by the master of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd.
Right.
And further, by these, my son, be admonished. Of making many books there is no end, and many study, and much study is the weariness of the flesh.
This is the book of Proverbs 9 and 12. If thou be wise, thou shalt be wise for thyself.
Yeah, you're supposed to be wise so that you can, just to have wisdom, all right, and to not fall into anything, to any destruction or any way that's gonna destroy you, not for vainglory,
It's the book of Isaiah chapter 33 and 6. And wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of thy times, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is his treasure.
Right. So we're not worried about these people getting it, because we're gonna be stable in that time. He's gonna be bugged out. He's gonna be looking to all the different philosophies that he's into, and what's gonna happen is he's not gonna find any solution. All right. Because even that same guy, I remember trying to show him the apostles and elders. Most times trying to show people videos. I was around him, I was chilling with him. Showed me the apostles and elders. He said, "Who the hell are these niggas?" So then I got mad. I cursed his at them and still a little. I cursed that out. I felt offended. But ultimately, it doesn't matter. Because it says, every idle word which man shall speak, he shall give account for in the day of wrath. So he's going to have to give account for that, man. All these people, they just talk, they just think whatever, and the angels is watching them. The angels is stocking them up. So when they do that, they either seal their judgment or seal their salvation. Depending on, what their mindset is. What?
Romans 14 and 19. Let us therefore follow after the things which make for peace, and things wherein no slacker, and things wherewith one may edify another.
Right. It's all about edification, man. And you see, when you speak to certain people, you can clearly see an example. Edification doesn't come out of it, man. It's good. It might be good for entertainment purposes, and that's why a lot of those other Israelite groups, they get a lot of views, because they got all them clickbaits. Yo, this guy destroys an Edomite in 5 seconds with 5 scriptures, all this extra stuff. But they're not just going to put out a regular video. I don't see a lot of put out a regular video just edification. It's always a debate with somebody. It's always somebody coming up, an Edomite coming up or a Jake coming up, or because they have to get that clickbait in there instead of just dealing with just the raw truth, Or the scriptures speak about, I did not come to you in the excellency of man's speech. Get that, all right? Though I be rude in speech, all these different things. Yo, the apostles, the prophets, they came rough, they came raw, they were regular men. But they were actually expecting them to be some esoteric, super glow around them, No, the Lord put those type of men out in front of you on purpose, so that you can look down on those men, and then if you're not of the elect, you're going to be condemned, because you're not going to be past the flesh, Go ahead, bro.
2 Corinthians 11 and 5. For I suppose I was not a whit behind the very chiefest apostles, but though I be rude in speech, yet not in knowledge. But we have been thoroughly made manifest among you in all things.
What does it mean he was rude in speech? He just spoke like plainly, man. And sometimes it was rough, They said that riots broke out sometimes when Paul was speaking. So it wasn't he wasn't talking to them, oh thou art, like an Edomite, like a white British, oh thou art. He wasn't speaking like that. He was speaking like a rough, like an Israelite. A lot of rough Benjamites out there. Benjamin's speaking rough too, bro. They speak rough. What?
Ezekiel 3 and 8. Behold, I have made thy face strong against their face, and thy forehead strong against their foreheads.
Right. So what's this image that they have of the Lord, all soft and garment? He's flowing in the wind like a garment. You know, just soft. You know, the Lord, he's just floating around. It might sound like the feet is not even moving. It's not a feet moving. It's floating. Oh, that's blasphemy, man. The Lord was rough, man. A rough so-called black man from the tribe of Judah, man. With a voice like many waters, man. It's powerful, bro. It wasn't on no soft, oh, take the bass out here. That's Edomite shit, man. That's what they tell you in a business meeting, because the Esau's a, you know what word I want to say, man. Okay? Starts with an F and ends with an agate. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
This is 1 Corinthians chapter 2 and 1. And I, brethren, when I came to you, came not with excellency of speech or of wisdom, declare unto you the testimony of Yahweh.
Right. Right. We didn't come with excellency of man's speech, man. All right, that you know, using all the right words at the right time and all that. You know, brothers be trying to do that, but still don't be pulling it off. Still sound like you come from the hood, bro. They trying, you know. But you know, at the end of the day, it is what it is. With stammering lips. So when you look at that word stammering lips, that's speaking about buffoonery. Okay, so the jokes, you know. You know, me, I stay trying to crack a joke. Right?
This is the book of 1 Corinthians 14 and 9. So likewise ye, except ye utter by the tongue words easy to be understood, how shall it be known what is spoken? For ye shall speak into the air.
Right. Right. Words easy to be understood. Right? So you don't got to use big words, you know? Expeditiously. You know, if T.I. was out here, you'd be using them big words. He's trying to sound deep. Yeah? But ultimately, that's how the Lord didn't call those type of speakers. He called regular speakers so that no one has an excuse, you know? When Esau speaks, he speaks with all that gibberish. It's really gibberish. He'll use the same meaning of the same word twice, and then it's just wasting. Now you're just wasting my time. Get it?
I didn't even say it.
You know? The dispensation of the spreading of time. Same word. Go ahead, man.
Isaiah 58 and 1. Cry aloud, spare not, lift up thy voice like a trumpet, and shew my people their transgression, and the house of Jacob their sins.
And that's what we're doing now, showing them their sins, which they're not doing that. All they were doing over there was sinning. How are they supposed to know their sin? How are they supposed to know where they're going off and how to come back to the Lord, man? How are they going to know that? Unless you tell them, no, listen, you're doing this wrong, you're doing that wrong, you got to come back.
Spare not.
Spare not, man. We could get into some of the things that they're doing wrong. Well, one of the things they're doing wrong is what? Eating abominations. All right, that's an easy thing to fix. Not eating no abomination, right? Like the damn pork and all that. That's the Old Testament. Oh, really? Well, is there prophecies of the Lord in the Old Testament? Isaiah 66.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 66, verse 16.
Yeah.
It says, for behold, the Lord will come with fire, and with his chariots like a whirlwind, to render his anger with fury, and his rebuke with flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many.
So we know this is speaking about Yahushua, when the Lord literally calls Jesus Christ. Right? His name is Yahushua. He's coming back to slay. All right? And he's coming with fire. All right? He said, what will I if it be already kindled? You know? So go ahead.
They that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, said the Lord.
That's right. So any abomination. So you got let's talk about the swine, which you love swine. All right, most of you people. And then you got you got people eating other abominations. Right? You got Jake down south eating possum. You know, all them other tribes they love swine too. Shrimp. You know, those things are all abominations to the Lord, man. All right, he said don't eat those things because they're not meant to be eaten. They're meant to clean the water, right? They're meant to clean the earth, the garbage disposals on earth. That's what a pig is. All right, but you go and you follow the ways after the heathen, and you do what? You start to eat that. Get that in Leviticus. Somebody get that in Leviticus. All right.
It says, this is Jeremiah 17 and 23.
Right.
But they obeyed not, neither inclined their ear, or made their neck stiff, that they might not hear nor
Right, so
receive.
they don't want to hear that. They made their neck stiff. They said, nah, I ain't gonna listen to that. They're hard-headed, hard-necked. Go ahead.
That they might not hear nor receive instruction.
Right. Right. Well, that's why the Lord said, well, why do you take my words into thy mouth, seeing that thou hatest instruction? Because the book is instructions that is given you. All right? But they don't want to deal with the instruction. They want to deal with the love part of it. But when it comes to the instruction, they want to ignore that. The Lord doesn't work like that. Okay? What?
That's something else.
You got something else? Get the one with the out.
Romans 3 and 31. Do we then make void the law through faith? The Most High forbid. Yeah, we establish the law.
Yeah, we established the law. All right? Because the law is not done away with, man. The law is not done away with, man. See? That's why the Lord, when that man came up to the Lord, the account, Shaphat, get that. The account where the man came up and asked him, what should I do to receive eternal life? The Lord gave him an answer, man. He didn't tell him this. Not just do anything. He said, whatever. By the way, you can eat whatever you want. That's not what he told him. All right? Neither is that what Paul told the Gentiles for the Israelites coming in. All right? He told them something else. All right? You guys? You have that? Okay, let me read that. Really? Go ahead.
Leviticus 7 and 21. Moreover, the soul that shall touch any unclean thing, as the uncleanness of man, or any unclean beast, or any abominable unclean thing, and eat the flesh of the sacrifice of peace offering.
What do you got? It's Leviticus 11, you said, right? Leviticus 11. You got it? This one? Yeah.
This is Leviticus 11.
You can start from the beginning of it.
Okay. Leviticus 11 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses. Read that again. Leviticus 11 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron, saying unto them, Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, These are the beasts which ye shall eat among all the beasts that are upon the earth. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed and sheweth the cut among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these ye not. So like read that again. Verse 4. Nevertheless, shall ye not eat.
So anyways, hold on. Let me jump in there. All right, get your thoughts together. But when it speaks about the cloven-footed, when you look at how a cow's foot is or a goat's foot, that's cloven-footed. All right, and then it's going to speak about. I don't know if he said it already, but it speaks about a split in the hoof. All right, that's how you identify a clean. So even if you're out in the wilderness, you can look at something and say, okay, it eats the cut, right? And then then you look at the hoof. And if it has that same look with the split, that's a clean animal to eat, right? All right, like elk or moose or any of those animals. Hey man, you brothers ever had deer meat? That's good. All right, but then on the flip side, you have what? It's going to speak about the swine, which has the same foot, but it's not the same thing. Right. This is the swine. Go ahead.
Leviticus 11 and 3. Whatsoever parteth the hoof and is cloven-footed, and cheweth the cud among the beasts, that shall ye eat. Nevertheless, these shall ye not eat of them that cheweth the cud, or of them that divide the hoof. As the camel, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the coney,
right, which Ishmael eats that. Man. Ishmael be eating camel all day, man. Camel humpback soup and all that shit. All right. They be eating that all day, and they think that they're holy because we don't eat pork, but you eat cattle. So that's off. So that ain't right. Okay? Because the scriptures speak about not eating that. It mentions it specifically. Because the way it's hoof is not made like that. It's not made the way it's, that's not, it doesn't have the split. Go ahead.
Verse 5, and the coney, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof.
The coney is like a rabbit. All right? Go ahead.
But divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the hare, because he cheweth the cud, but divideth not the hoof, he is unclean unto you. And the swine, though he divideth the hoof, and be cloven-footed, yet he cheweth not the cud, he is unclean unto you.
Right. And when you deal with that rabbit, a lot of them, you go to a lot of the European stores, they sell rabbit. Okay? I used to work at a butcher, and they sell rabbit, right? You know? He's skinned and all that, it looks like a rat. It really, when it's skinned, it looks like a rat. Straight up rat. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you're supposed to eat that shit. Okay? Go ahead.
Verse 8, of their flesh shall ye not eat, and their carcasses shall ye not touch. They are unclean unto you.
Right, you're not even supposed to touch their carcass. You see? That's why one time, I remember this one time, man, years ago, I was working at this pig factory, and that was the worst shit. I didn't know it was a pig factory. I was just going to one of them job places.
Oh yeah.
Then I popped up, and I was like, oh man, I know I didn't last no time here. Not only was it nasty smelling all
Holy
that,
melt.
but I was lucky because I ended up getting to work for a bit with a guy in the back with sugar. They got to drench that in sugar because it's nasty. They have to drench it in sugar to make it taste good. They have to drench that in actual sugar. Because it's not meat. That's not real. It's not meat that's supposed to be edible. Right? But ultimately, you had them guys, them Jakes, the wicked Jakes, well, mostly Levi, peeking out at them.
No.
Yeah, they're eating it while it was barely cooked. They're taking pieces of it. Every day, you know. And I was trying to get out of there, you know. I was that was one time I was happy to wear a mask. Right? That smelled like shit. All right, but they were in there, and you know what I noticed about that place? Those people have major demons on them, man. Okay, that place is just wicked, and like I just didn't want to be there also because of the wickedness, man. There's this one Jake, this one Levi that I was cool with, you know. This one Levi that we'd be cool and we'd be kicking it and talking, and you know, and whatever. And then the bro, he lost his check, right? They gave us the check, and I think they give you money like cash or something like that, right? And then they gave him the cash in the envelope, and he lost it. So he was looking for it, right? And he's looking for the thing. I'm like, damn, that's messed up, bro. You lost your check, you know. And then I hear I'm in a room with a bunch of other Levites, and then there's another Levite, which is a complete demon. All right. He's like, yeah, he should have been watching. He should have been looking. Yeah, I got the check. Oh, so I'm looking at him like, yo, bro, why don't you go get back to doing this money? He's like, he should have been watching. I'm like, yo, that's Jake doing it to another Jake. And you're working the same job as him. Wow. You see, so that's that wickedness. But you see, that's because that's another reason though. Jake is obviously wicked, you know. And you know, he that dude's most likely he got unless he repent, he got a missile or something. He got wild dogs, something the Lord has preserved for His judgment. But other than that, those things bring demons. You're touching it, you're eating it. That brings demons on you, bro. All right? Unclean spirits. Go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 9:4. Take ye heed.
Unclean spirits right there. Right. Ghoul, man.
Jeremiah 9:4. Take ye heed, every one of his neighbor, and trust ye not in any brother. For every brother will utterly supplant, and every neighbor will walk with slanders.
Esau dressing like that, they're into Satan. Or they're tapped into their spirit. Being the devil. What?
And they will deceive everyone his neighbor and will not speak the truth. They have taught their tongue to speak lies and word themselves to commit iniquity.
Yeah, Edomite might have gave you back the check. Edomite might have said, oh, You drop this one. You know? But then you got a wicked, grimy Jake that listens to trap music 24/7. You know, when he's brushing his teeth, trap music is playing, eating Fruit Loops.
A nigga.
Yeah, exactly. At 8 p.m., he's eating Fruit Loops. You know? With the big bowl and the big spoon. You know the big, like the spoon you might win the spoon at the fair. You know? You know? Like you gotta hold it under the spoon. Yeah, man. Them niggas, man. All right. And he no, but I was so, that shit stuck with me. I was like, yo, Jake is extremely evil, man. Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 6 and 17. Wherefore come out from among them, be ye separate, said the Lord, and touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. I will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, said the Lord Almighty.
So I can read that again, but that's right. I was thinking of Life Jennings. True Life. Okay, I know what you're talking about.
2 Corinthians 6 and 17. Wherefore come out from among them, and be ye separate, said the Lord.
That's it. That's what these law, statutes, and commandments was about. It was about us being separate, man. Okay, because he gave us the blueprint how to live and flourish on the earth. All right. But we would rather, our people would rather follow after the heathen, man. To what? To their destruction. You see? Get me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. So quiet. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 6. What?
And touch not the unclean thing, and I will receive you. I will be a father unto you, and ye shall be my sons and daughters, said the Lord Almighty.
That's right. You know, spiritually, the unclean things is these other philosophies, man. You know? Hold Leviticus 19 dealing with the beard. We'll get into that. Get into some of the basics of the law. We dealt with the dietary law, which are people that violate on a regular basis. You got the Levi, they love griot. And everyone who deals with Levi, why does they love griot? That's the first thing they go for. That's the first thing they go for, man. All right? And you got all this other good stuff. You got the goat, you got the fish, plantain, everything else. But no, they gotta go straight for the pork. That gotta be the staple dish. You know? Yeah, because our people are the creature was subject to vanity, right? You know? Go ahead, Doc. Oh,
Deuteronomy 7 and verse 6. For thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy power.
Right.
The Lord thy power had chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
Right, we're special people unto the Lord, man. So that's why we got them law, statutes, and commandments. What?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Right. Above all people, man. All right. So that's going to manifest in the kingdom, because all the other people, they're going to have to actually come and learn from us how to live life, how to actually keep the law, statute, commandments, and serve Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Hashem. All right, and they're not going to have a choice. They're not going to have a democracy. Yo, you can vote for Yahweh Hashem this year and vote for somebody else next. No, there's no voting system, man. All right. All right.
This is Deuteronomy.
Oh, let me read this. Go ahead, read that. Yeah.
Leviticus 19, verse 27. Ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard.
Right. And this is a big issue with Jake. And all this evil, all this wickedness, right? And sin has become a culture amongst Jake. You know? Which obviously has been spoon-fed to you by your enemy, but ultimately you embrace that, man. And you've been doing wickedness from before anyway, but you embrace the actual culture of just pure rebellion, man. Wickedness. Chitlins, man. What the F is that, man? That's the inside. That's gotta be the worst. I don't even want to know what that smells like, bro. I don't want to know. I heard it was horrific, and I don't want to find out. Okay? And you got Jake. They took that. Now they're making chitlin egg rolls. So you don't want. Yeah. They don't brought their wickedness to a different level. Go ahead. They don't brought it to a different level. All right. You know, you got Benjamin. So sometimes it's not a staple. Really, Benjamin to me, bro. They have like the lawful foods in general, but some Benjamin restaurants will have shrimp. Some of them will have shrimp. You know what I'm saying? But they, Benjamin don't even ever have anything in here. When you go there, they're missing everything. You have rice? No rice. How you run a restaurant? You don't have nothing in there. That's a big thing. Right? You don't have nothing in there. But you have a plate? No, a plate. It's a spoon. Get out of here, man. You know? But ultimately, man, listen, man. Even there, they still gotta put in that strip. They gotta put in something wicked. Something wicked gotta come in. You know? And even if you don't do that, you got other adultery. You know? Well, you go listen to the Benjamin the regular songs. They used to be conscious. And even when it was conscious, they were speaking about who? Selassie. So that's why you can't. I got annoyed at that. Like usually, I used to try to bump it. I'm like, no, I can't. I'm tired of hearing this guy's name. You know, scriptures. You know, and then you got to dance on, and then chicks is like as if they're not lewd enough on it. You know, they got some. They literally got an event called heathenism. So what's this? You know. So Jacob just into wickedness. Yeah. So, but the Lord gave us simple commandments. One of them was what? To not to round the corners of your deal. And what is Jake going to the barbershop and getting lineups? Every week and a half, not even 2 weeks, a week and a half, Jake got to run to go get a lineup. You know? And if it's 1 millimeter off, Jake is ready to fight the barber. It's one. Yeah, Instagram, yo.
Oui, c'est par là. Moi, c'est par là que je suis arrivé hier.
Ah, okay.
Acts 15 and 28. For it seemed good to the Holy Ghost and to us to lay upon you no greater burden than these necessary things, that ye abstain from meats offered to idols, and from blood, and from things strangled, and from fornication, from which, if ye keep yourselves, ye should do well.
Right.
For ye well, fare ye well.
Right, because they're just coming into the church. So he had to give them basics. But those are all laws going back to, dealing with the laws that go back to what Moses was doing. All right? Matter of fact, get back in Leviticus 19. We're going to go down there. Where are you at?
Leviticus 20 and 10. And the man that committeth adultery with another man's wife, even he that committeth adultery with his neighbor's wife, the adulterer and the adulteress shall surely be put to death.
And this is big amongst Jake, and it's become part of their music state. And you're a rapper. Where have you heard a rapper? I don't deal with other men's girls, yo. That ain't right. I never heard that, bro. You might maybe in the time of KRS-One. Maybe KRS-One had a song about that. But nowadays, nah, bro. It's a staple, right? It's a staple because they speak about adultery. You know? and then those same guys, those guys get promoted, and then they get shot, and then somebody got to go for it. No, but Esau will allow that to go forth. You know, that energy to go forth, and even not only that, but also the murder of other Jakes. See, I was there eating Fruit Loops, and I murdered this dude. But he'll blow up on YouTube. But then if we say the MOTB, if we say out the word, we're gonna get blocked, and our page gets a strike. But they can speak about all this selling drugs and killing their brother and all this stuff. So what's that? That's an agenda, all right? Because if they really were against that, they would have stopped it. They said, "Nah, we can't push this out." But they want to push this out. That's what they want. That's why going back to what? Woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink and then looking upon, so he can look upon his nakedness. That's what Esau did. All right? They wanted that energy out there. Go ahead.
Matthew 12 and 35. A good man out of the good treasures of the heart bringeth forth good things, and an evil man out of the evil treasures bringeth forth evil things. But I say unto you, that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. For by the words that thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned.
Right. By thy words thou shalt be condemned. But also by your doings, man. Alright? Also by your doings too. Alright? But your words are that trickles down to your actions anyway. That's why I said it's not what goeth into a man, but what cometh out. You know, the words that you speak. You know? Imagine if Esau said, you know, you're not gonna make no money, you're not gonna get to the bag unless you push forth righteousness. Right? And he implements it. Well, Jake will change. Jake will do something. Well, Jake will do something different. Okay? You'll have all kind of rappers that change. Their name won't be Little Gun or Little this and Little that. You know, you're Rumian. You know, Jay Howard Button. You know. Yeah, has a dot. You know. Zabak has a dot, you know? The new rapper, you know, the DJ Zabak has a dot. You know, they're trying to the trumpet horn, the ram's horn. Because what? Now, because what? Now that's how you got to get the bag. You got to go through. But no, Jake is trying to do whatever he can to get the bag, and it would still be wickedness anyway because they're going to be doing it based upon hypocrisy. But I'm just giving you an example of the vibration. You have something? Now you got something to
Leviticus 19 and verse 27 again. Yet ye shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shall thou mar the corners of thy beard. Ye shall not make any cutting in your flesh for the dead, nor print any marks upon you.
Whoa. What about the even beyond the tattoo? With the tattoo too, yeah, that too. You know, but let's deal with the Pope. Let's deal with the Pope. Let's deal with the juice. You dig? That's against the laws of Yahweh. You see? So you Israelite groups that are promoting that, they're going off. Right? But then you can also go into tattoos and things like that. They made that a culture. Right? Before so-called black people didn't wear no tattoos. That wasn't a so-called black thing. We didn't deal with that before. Okay? But Esau promoted that. He pushed that forth as an energy, as a wicked left-hand energy to our people so that we can go and really just, go back to the left. You know? Now you got Jake, they got, tattoo all over their face and shit, all over their arms. And they think that's it. That's what's up. No, that's something wrong with you, man. Heavenly Father gave you skin. You can't see your skin because you got a Nike sign. And it's just random stupid. Like Lil Wayne ran out of places to put tattoos and he put it on his eyelid. Like, when do you stop, bro? When are you gonna tell yourself this is well, like the elder, like the brother, the choir club said, they're walking talismans. All right, they made themselves walking talismans. You see, all the demonic imagery they have on themselves. Right? You got baby, you got the whole prophet neck on his head. That's energy he's putting out there, bro. You know, that's why you got all that money. You got all kind of yachts and kind of money and kind of that's serious. You got something?
This is Ezekiel chapter 5 and 5. Thus said the Lord Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai, this is Jerusalem. I've set it in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her. And she has changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations. And my statutes more than the countries that are round about her.
Oh, what's an example? You could change my judgments. Well, Levi, right? Levi is the priest, right? Now what are they dealing with? They're dealing with voodoo on a whole level. That's basically like a religion over there. That is a religion, not basically. That's the next. I believe that's got to be second. That's got to be second to Catholic, right? Out there in Haiti, man.
Second is first, no?
It might be first. It might be first. But they're doing all that left hand energy, and you still at the bottom. So that should tell you something, man. That should tell you something. You know? Well, you know why they're at the bottom? Because Esau's on a higher level than them with that. They don't have the means to push forward what Esau's pushing forward. And the depths of darkness that Esau will go to, man. You know what's in the dark web, though? Yo, Esau's a sick brother. Anyways, man.
Jeremiah 2 and 11.
Remember the movie Salo? Esau will go to the depths. Levi ain't kidnapping people and going on that level on a regular basis. Esau's doing that regularly. But they don't come in a suit and a tie with a smile on it. How you doing? But he's doing that behind closed doors, man. Slack it, man. Go ahead, man.
Jeremiah 2 and 11. Had the nation changed their powers, which are yet no powers? But my people have changed their glory for that which does not profit.
Yeah, that which is not profit, man. No, and you're not profited by it, man. How you profited by it, man? The poorest in the West of Texas. When Levi used to be balling out of control in the suburbs. Yeah, they were all up in Levi was in the suburbs, man. Levi, they were getting paid good. They were getting paid no chump change. They were getting paid good. Okay? See, now what? Now our people are doing what? They're doing eating dirt cakes. But that's okay, because there's still an elect. You know, and that's what we're dealing with. We're dealing with the elect. Go ahead.
This is Nehemiah 3 and 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcrafts.
Right. You're right. That's a miracle. Because you know what I found out? That all these that most of those top level witches, they moved to, pretty much all of them moved to America. All of them. Like Aleister Crowley, who else you got? You got Madame Blavatsky, all these demons. They moved to America and they felt at home. Why? Because they were actually embraced. All the sick perversion that they were doing was embraced over there. What happened was a lot of those actors and those high-level musicians, they would go see them. Okay? That shows you that that's the mystery of Babylon. You gotta get it. Those sell nations through a whoredoms and a witchcraft. You gotta get it.
This is not Nahum 3 and 4. Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms and families through her witchcrafts.
I get mad since I see the script. But what the fuck are they talking about? We're going into these deep knowledge from Spirit Party out by Shmi out shot. What are they talking about? Love Jesus. That's all they say. Love Jesus. Alright, man. So like ultimately, what? That's all witchcraft, man. Showing you that what? Showing you that ultimately that it's all witchcraft. Everything that this place is about is witchcraft. You know? And they push it forth. That's why you have all these different, like the logos that these companies have. They're not extravagant logos. They're not extravagant. Nike looks very simple. You know? But the reason why they have the logos that they have is pushing forth energy. They have it strategic. You know? That's it. That's it, brother.
Matthew 4. Matthew 4 and 8. Again the devil taking him up into an exceeding high mountain, and showeth him all the kingdoms of the world, and the glory of them, and said unto him, all these things will I give thee, if thou wilt fall down and worship me. Then Yahushua said unto him, get thee hence, Satan, for it is written, thou shalt worship the Lord thy power, and him only shalt thou serve.
Right, him only shalt thou serve. That's right. But you see, he was offering him all the kingdoms because guess what? The earth is in his hand right now. You know? The earth is in Satan's hand right now. That's why when Yahushua came, he said, have you came to torment me before my time? Because they understood it was their time to shine. Okay? So anyone who follows after them, you can get a blessing on the left-hand side. Absolutely. But ultimately, what is it? It's a curse. You know, it's temporary. It's temporary. All right. So you get those little benefits, you know, right away. You know, instant gratification. But ultimately, what's going to happen? It's going to lead to a curse. You see, but when you follow Yahweh Shem Yahushua, long term, that's everlasting life, man. Forevermore. Blessings forevermore. And it's life and peace. Pleasure, but even now it's life and peace. Stability. Wait till things get real nasty out here, bro. You're gonna see. And the Lord puts us in positions, right? You know, and I had to learn this by experience too. It's like the Lord puts us in positions where you have to depend on Him. He's not dealing with. If He really wants to show you, if He's really gonna make you grow, He's gonna put you in a position like, yo, you're gonna need Him to get out of that situation. You see? So now how you gonna react? What you gonna do? You see? It's important. It's very important because if you trust in the defense of money, that's first of all, the money's about to be obsolete soon. All right, it's about to be worthless. Hyperinflation. Okay, these people are gonna be looking at a bread. It's gonna be $150. So what is the good is the money you have? It's not gonna mean anything in that time. It's gonna be deeper than that. You see what I'm saying? When you see our people, they're on a low. The people in general, but our people, they're all talking about this the bag, run to the bag. Everything's about the bag. Do anything for the bag. And they literally got songs that say, who said that? Particular song, do anything for the bag. You know, because they're in that fleshly spirit. The bait I thirst. Just do it. Then that's all tying into your flesh. You see? In the left-hand side. Because that's what Esau's about, man. That's why Esau sold his birthright. Because he wanted to get what? He wanted that instant gratification. Now look at him. He's about to go into slavery. Go ahead, bro.
Ecclesiastes 7:12. For wisdom is a defense, and money is a defense, but the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life to them that have it.
That's right. That's right. Give verse 7 too. Oh, you want to figure out? That's a spirit.
Verse 7?
Okay.
Ecclesiastes 7:7. Surely oppression maketh the wise man mad, and a gift destroyeth the heart.
That's right.
Better is the end of a thing than the beginning thereof, and the patient in spirit is better than the proud in spirit.
That's right. Because what they're going to do, the proud is going to look for instant gratification. They're going to sell out. Yahushua didn't sell out. Now he's sitting at the right hand of the Father, man. Okay? You know? But it's going to come to the point, man, where there's going to be a separation between the real and the fake. Even amongst you Israelites, man.
This is the book Ezekiel 7:19. Depending on the one. It says, they shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of the Lord. They shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity.
That money, you know, Floyd, put the money by the ear and all this. But with all these people, it's not going to help you, right? It's going to be cheaper to burn it for fuel soon, man, than to spend it. That's how it was in what do you call it, Deutsche Republic, other places, man. All right? Even in Zimbabwe, it was like that too. All right? They need a barrel of money. Literally, they're walking with a barrel to buy like little stuff. So they have to make like $1 million bill. You know? So, hey, you can have $1 billion bill in Zimbabwe and you're broke. Hyperinflation. They're just coming to this place, man. What, you got something?
This is 1 Timothy chapter 6:6. For godliness with contentment is great gain. For we brought nothing into this world, and it is certain we can carry nothing out.
Carry nothing out, man. That's it, man. You're not taking nothing into the chariots, man. The only thing you're taking is well, not even these bodies. Bodies don't be changed. They're going to be changed too. All right? So ultimately, we're not taking anything, man. You see? But we have to do what? That's why it says, get 2 Peter's 11.
This is the book of 2 Peter. The book of 2 Peter, chapter 3, and verse 11, and it reads, seeing then that all these things shall be dissolved, what manner of persons are ye to be in all holy conversation and godliness, looking for and hasting unto the coming of the day of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, wherein the heavens being on fire shall be dissolved, and the elements shall melt with fervent heat. Nevertheless, we, according to his promise, look for new heavens and a new earth, wherein dwelleth righteousness.
That's it, man. See, everything's going to be dissolved. So ultimately, we have to what? Focus on doing our job. You know, that's been the sentiment lately. Do your job. Go ahead.
1 Thessalonians 5 and 14. Now we exhort you, brethren, warn them that are unruly, comfort the feeble-minded, support the weak, be patient towards all men. See that none render evil for evil unto any man, but ever follow that which is good, both among yourselves and to all men.
But why does it say that? It's saying that because it's not the time for that, man. That's why the Lord said, if this is my kingdom, let him have it, bro. That's why he looked at the money. So who's on the money, man? The season. So give unto Caesar what is Caesar. This is his world, his ideal of the kingdom, man. All right? Go ahead.
Rejoice evermore, pray without ceasing, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of the Most High. So like this is the will of the Most High in Hamashiach Yahushai concerning you. Quench not the spirit, despise not prophesying, prove all things, hold fast that which is good, abstain from all appearance of evil.
Right. So action buns on Instagram, bro. All that stupid shit. Yeah, it's a appearance of evil. So we have to be circumspect, especially in these times, man. It's coming at very, very dangerous times. You know, and Esau's looking to trap brothers up. You see Esau trying to push propaganda. He had that one cat, and of course he got dreads. First of all, that dread that's a sign of low-level niggardly jig. Straight up. When Esau sees these dreads, he's like, watch it. Yeah. Watch it. Wait, what? Just stop the car. It's a sign of flipping a thug, man. I heard something earlier today. I can't remember what it was. It said something, man. I remember what it said, man. It said someone was saying that dreads attract something. He said, yeah. He said, dreads attract this and that. Yeah, dreads attract bed bugs. No. Actually, I think it was Foster Hart. It was a Foster Hart. I think I was crying because I had the attract bed bugs too. Flies and
Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour.
Sure. Right. Which is for Satan adversary, right? That's a spiritual being. But also Esau's doing that too. Esau's looking to do that too. He's looking to catch you, right? Slipping, so he can accuse you, man. The accuser of our brethren. Get that real quick. The accuser of our brethren, man. Looking for a reason.
This is
Well, if you leave an opportunity for Satan too, he's gonna sneak in there too, right? You don't have the same access to the men of the Lord like he has to the baby. The baby has a whole portal on his foot. He can just enter in and out, get some chips, leave, and You know, come back with friends, you know, go party. Yeah. You know, it's an open, you know, it's an open gateway. Right? It's like you're going. That's what.
This is Revelation 12 and 10. And I heard a loud voice sing in heaven, now is come salvation and strength in the kingdom of our power and the power of his Amashayat. For the accuser of our brethren is cast down, which accused them.
The Edomites. And guess what? Esau knows the name of the Heavenly Father. He knows this Yahweh. He knows that. Okay? I believe there was even one who read that on a stone. The last thing I saw, he read the name and said Yahweh. Looked like he almost caught himself. You know? Because the elites, they know that name, and they have witches praying to that name. On the left hand side to cast spells. Look at that. Bacon in. You know? Yeah, look at Kid Cudi. Look at his dress. I don't know why he's doing that. You know, because they're the devil. Alright? And they're the accuser. Alright? So that's what Esau's supposed to do. He's supposed to accuse you, man.
This is Psalm 50, verse 20.
So if this was back in the day, we just run up in there like a gang. Yeah, it's back in the day, we ain't need on that no more. So waste of time. Waste of time dealing with those guys. Go ahead.
This is Psalm 50 and verse 20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother, thou slanderest thy own mother's son.
That's it. That's what Esau's all about. He's all about that slander. But anyways, with that, oh, you got something? So
This is Psalm 62 and 4. They only consult to cast him down from his excellency. They delight in lies. They bless with their mouth, but they curse inwardly. That's a lot.
yeah, curse inwardly, man. You got something else?
Matthew.
What?
Matthew 19 and verse 16. And behold, one came and said unto him, Good master, what good thing shall... And he said unto him, And he said unto him, Why callest thou me good? There is none good but one, that is Yahweh. But if thou wilt enter into life, keep the commandments.
Right? Which is what? Which is to show you how to live correctly on the earth. You know, if you saw the keeping law, then guess what? The earth would have been cursed like how it is, right? Not on the level that it's on.
Deuteronomy 4 and 5. Behold, I have taught you statutes and judgments, even as the Lord my power commanded me, that you should do so in the land whither you go to possess it. Keep therefore and do them, for this is your wisdom and your understanding in the sight of the nations, which shall hear all these statutes and say, Surely this great nation is a wise and understanding people.
That's it. That's why Isaiah 2 says what? They're going to come and they're going to learn. Right?
For what nation is there so great, who hath the Most High so nigh unto them, as the Lord our power is in all things that we call upon him for? And what nation is there so great, that has statutes and judgments so righteous, as all this law which I set before you this day?
That's it. That's it. That's something else?
This is the book of Nahum, chapter 1 and 2. It says here, revenges, the Lord revenges and is furious. The Lord will take vengeance on his adversaries.
That's right.
And he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord has
So you Edomites, I don't care if you're a Christian, I don't care if you pray 4 times a day or 5 times like the Muslims, you're still going into slavery. Because you're an Edomite. You're still going to have to deal with that judgment, man. All right? Last week we were reading about Christopher Columbus. We're going to have to start reading about that again next week. Lord willing. Okay? You know what I'm saying? Because you Edomites are responsible for a lot of wickedness, man. And you have to be answered back for that, man. The Lord is just, and you know that He's going to answer you back. You know? Go ahead.
Ecclesiastes
Go ahead.
Chapter 16 and verse 11. And if there be one stiff-necked among the people, it is a marvel.
Stiff-neck is hell, man. He sounds super stiff-neck. If he wasn't stiff-neck, he knows the truth. He knows we're the Israelites. Why don't he just give us back what he owes? Really, there's no way he could pay that back, but at least he would try to do something. You know, he wasn't stiff-necked. You know? You could have put 10 million in our account. Wouldn't hurt. You know, but he ain't going to. He's not even going to attempt to do it. Right?
This is Sirach 4:31. Let not thine hand be stretched out to receive, and shut when thou shouldest repay.
That's something? Go ahead.
Psalms 83 and 1. Keep not thy silence, O power. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O power. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up their head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people, have consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, let us cut them off from being a nation. Israel may be no more in remembrance.
That's right. The name of Israel may be no more in remembrance, man. You know? And that's what Esau's doing, man. He had that crafty counsel, man. He's on the low. You know? Everything was in secret. Everything is behind closed doors, occultic. You know? Draw little signs and then you ask him about the sign. Oh, man, I just like doing that. You know, he's a deceiver, man. You know? People are looking at and a lot of those so-called Christians, the top Christian leaders, those are Masonic people, man. They're Masons, they deal with the Illuminati, and they know what they're doing. They know they're putting on their chapters, man. You had T.D. Jakes, you had Tyler Perry, supposedly, what's he doing? Putting hands on him and he's shaking. So he's saying the Spirit of the Lord is dealing with a cross-dresser. That's okay. That's different. I didn't know this. I didn't know this information. Show me in the scriptures of a prophet that in the daytime he's cursing out the nation of Israel, going off. Then at night he throws on the veil like a woman. You know, throws on the veil like a woman, and then he has a dress on. Show me the prophet that does that. No, at the daytime he's a mighty prophet, and at nighttime he make a tickling with his feet. Yo, Esau used to be destroyed, man. Yo, Esau used to be fucking destroyed, man. And you wicked Jakes, man. You know, because that's where you got it from, man. But then Jake will be there in the church and they won't say nothing about that. They won't say that. They won't raise up their hand. You know why? One of the main reasons is because there's no men in the church now, man. You know, the men that are in the church are following behind their women. You know, back in the day, that type of stuff wasn't going on, man. I don't want to step up like, yo, you out of here, man. Now a chick comes from the club, from the strip club, you go right to the church. Good, man. What's that again?
This is Proverbs 6:12. A naughty person, a wicked man, walketh with a forward mouth. He winketh with his eyes. He speaketh with his feet. He teacheth with his fingers.
That's it, man. That's the secret messages, man. You know, they don't say anything up front. They'll do it like the secret, you know, different hand symbols, which all goes back to occultic practices, man. All right. So ultimately, what's gonna happen with that, man? You know, they're gonna have to be judged for that because that's all witchcraft. That goes back to witchcraft, man. Okay. And they're putting those spells on the people. Okay. So even Jay-Z, when he throws up all that diamonds and this and that, and Esau, they have them certain handshakes. That all goes back to the
foreignness is in his heart, he devises mischief continually, he soweth discord.
He sowed discord, man. You know? You can get Psalm 72 real quick. You got something?
The result says, therefore shall his calamity come suddenly, suddenly shall he be broken without remedy.
Suddenly shall he be broken without remedy. That's what we see, man. Esau's going to be broken when he's taken out. Taken out.
This is Psalms chapter 73 and verse.
At night he maketh a tinkling with his feet. Yeah, that's not about a woman, but you got supposedly there's, according to them, there's men of the Lord who do it. That's crazy. That's crazy. Dude could just be in a dress one day and then come and he's a man of the Lord, a powerful shit. You know, putting the spirit on the man. Like, it's a joke. Yeah, we can get that. Why not? But I want to get Psalm 73.
This is Psalm 73 and verse 1. Truly, the Most High is good to Israel, even to such as are of a clean heart.
Of a clean heart, man. You Israelites ain't of a clean heart, man. All right? You're not of a clear conscience. You know what you're doing. They know what they're doing. Don't think for 1 second they're just ignorant. You know, like even Matt Hoffa, when he has those people over, that nigga knows about what's being said. Remember the Apostle Gabar did that video of which I've seen that video before, of that guy, that rapper, and he was talking about the Illuminati or something like that. Remember? And then Matt Hoffa was acting all like he didn't know what was going on. What? He knew exactly what he was talking about. He knew exactly what was talking about. You know? Because he probably did that already. He's getting ready, prepared to do that. That's why he has that rainbow flag in the back that's like Charlemagne. I think he's supposed to be some tough gangster from Brooklyn. What are you doing that thing with the rainbow flag? Yeah. The rainbow flag is there in the back. He's supposed to be some tough, rough, grimy, you know? So it just makes no sense. What?
It's on. But as for me, my feet were almost gone. Envious at the foolish when I saw the prosperity of the wicked.
Prosperity of the wicked, man. And they do prosper. They do prosper. And that prospering is about to come to an end. That's right. That prosperity is about to come to an end. And they're about to be ashamed and brought down and destroyed, man. All right? Shut up, man.
For there are no bands in their death, but their strength is firm. They are not in trouble as other men, neither are they plagued like other men.
You get the law. Get the law down. Yes, yeah. Wickedness, man.
Job 20 and 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straight. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him.
Yeah, this is every hand of the laborer shall come upon him. But look at what they're doing. All these people, they can't work because they're not able to work, but because they have all these different mandates and shit. So people are getting pissed off, man. There are all kind of riots in Europe, all kind of riots around the world, like crazy. I mean, they're trying to kill police over there, man. You know? But they're not pushing that in your news media. Like I go in Canada, I don't see no major news on that. There's no, but that's happening on a high level. And it's just increasing. Becoming more and more violent, right? The riots, the protests, and all that. But they're not speaking about that. See? They're only telling you about the same narrative over and over. What they want to tell you. What?
When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and shall rain it upon him while he is eating.
That's it, man. Esau's getting ready to eat, Might take a potato. The Most High gonna, And the Heavenly Father's fed up looking at this shit. Like, this is just ridiculous. I mean, the depths that Esau's going of wickedness. You got, matter of fact, you're about to get the scripture. That's the spirit. You know, the Transformers, you know, reading books to kids with their skirt, and the kid sees something hanging off the skirt. You know? Yo, that's funny. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But that's normal. And there was actually one that actually flashed the kids. There was one of them that actually flashed the kids. And the guy that they had reading, he was already a felon or a sex offender or some shit. But he was there reading to kids. In a dress. So this is a wicked, evil, occultic agenda. Alright?
This is Deuteronomy 22:5. The woman shall not wear that which pertaineth unto a man, neither shall a man put on a woman's garment.
Right.
For all that do so are abomination unto the Lord thy power.
Right, so even these women are an abomination. Both of them are an abomination. Alright? But women do it more, because women are more susceptible to wicked. That's wickedness. That's why when a man does it, it's like, yo. You know what I mean? Like, women are more susceptible to the wickedness and left-hand energy, but a man doing that shit is like, yo, what the fuck is this? You know? Even when it comes to like kissing another man, that's like more like, yo, you know? But then if you deal with, oh, no, it's okay to, you know, I kissed the girl and I liked it and all this shit. You got them songs going on. That's kind of normal because they're tied to left hand, you know? They're tied to wickedness. Yo, that's why the scripture says what? He made a man upright. But he sought out many inventions. He made man upright. He made women upright. Okay? That's why you really can't trust him. You'll never see that again. Ever. Take my experience. You'll never see that again. Yeah. Okay? So that's just the facts of the matter. But now that they got so left with it, that now they're promoting the men to do that. They're making that normal. You know? And pushing it, not only doing that, but they're pushing it to the children. They're forcing it upon the children, right? Having them read, watch it and read it and learn it in school. Now they're teaching sex ed in school. Not sex ed, but they're showing actual pornography in school as a cartoon. Like the anime porn. They're showing that to teach. Bro, this is getting dark, man. Esau's going left with this shit. Like super left, bro. And these people ain't saying nothing. They ain't protesting, they ain't mad about it. You know? They're just zombies. They're just like, oh yeah, that's okay. You can change your piping, you know, if you feel like it. If you're 8 years old, you can just go and make a decision. Oh, do you have something? Let me read this first.
This is Isaiah 29:16. Surely your turning of things upside down shall be esteemed as the potter's clay.
And that's the first thing Biden did when he came in the office. Yeah. And that's the same thing with Biden. All they did was fucking go deal with the alphabet people. They helped you, Jace, one bit. No, nobody helped you, Jace. Okay? You see? But that's what you Jace are crying for. This dude can't even put a coherent sentence together. You know, every time he's there, he's staring into outer space. And he always starts talking about foreign relations and nuclear bombs. Yeah, I ate Fruit Loops this week. What's this guy talking about? Literally he's doing that. Like, he's talking about random shit. I'm like, yo, what is this guy? What is this guy, bro? Like, he's a perpetual group. Yo, but then you, Jake, this was. To free himself from the chains of sadness. He's so active, like, good, man. Yeah, he's cool, man. He's cool.
2 Ezra 15:8. I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Neither will I suffer them in those things in which they wickedly exercise themselves.
Yeah.
Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me, and the soul of the just complain continually.
Right, the soul of the just complain continually, man. You know, That's what's happening. We out there. It says, set a mark upon them that sign that crack for all the abominations that be done in the midst of it. That's what we're doing. Okay? It's nothing but abomination and wickedness. So anyways, now with that, give all praises, glory, and honor to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushua, Ba'ashem, Wakaka.
salutation, much love and respect to you out there pushing this word out, truth and sincerity. Shalom. Yeah.